Hello, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. In the interest of fairness, let's talk about this. Star Wars author Pablo Hidalgo apologises for unintended mockery of emotional fan reaction to Luke Skywalker cameo in The Mandalorian. Now this, I did a video on this. He basically jabbed at Star Wars theory. Now there's a lot of different takes on this. A lot of people are like, well, he deserved it because he hasn't piped up for other things and kind of all this nonsense, right? There's like such a wide, diverse array of takes. I think where I stand on it personally is like, and it was the same with The Last of Us Part 2, right? Everything which happened with that, because a lot of people were like, oh, well, you know, these people haven't talked about it and this, people, blah, 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 you know, condemning, etc., etc., etc. And for me, it's always the case of, you should never stoop as low as the people that you hate, right? Never. So what if Star Wars theory hasn't piped up or done this in the eyes of some people, right? That's besides the point. You don't have to be as bad as you think they are, because in doing so, you are literally as bad as them. It's not right, is it? We can all be the better person. That's my outlook personally. So I reported on this from the perspective of, well, what was Pablo Hidalgo doing? He's just an idiot. And anyway, if you remove all of your key emotions from the situation of Star Wars theory apparently being a douche canoe, I'm not saying he is, I don't know him, and I don't know what context people are using, you know, sort of negativity towards him in was. But if you remove all of that from the situation and you look at just Pablo Hidalgo versus Star Wars theory, the mockery, Star Wars theory making a video about it to nearly, you know, 2.5 million, it's like 2.3 million subscribers he has. It's bad PR. No matter what way you look at it, it's terrible PR, it's awful, it's not good at all. Goddamn, Jasper, every time I do a video, mate, you sit in the corner and you lick your bits. Can you stop it, bro? Right, anyway. So no matter what way you look at it, it's bad PR, isn't it? It's awful PR. It doesn't look good in any way, shape or form. Now, he has apparently come out and apologised for this. And it was sent to me, and people were like, well, you need to do another video. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. It just reeks of someone higher up going, you fudged up, mate. You need to do something about this. Because you've got to remember, his actions were quite literally, he chimed in on a troll Twitter thread, right? And he then, once someone else had chimed in again, he then proceeded to change his Twitter banner to it. The guy's an arsehole. Obviously, we don't know for certain, but just look at the chain of events. You're going to be really naive to think he's actually apologising. And if he is apologising, and what he's saying, you know, isn't true or whatever, it's because it's come from higher up. He's just a troll. He's just a massive, massive troll. So let's get into it. This article is linked down below, so please do read along with me. But Star Wars author Pablo Hidalgo has apologised for tweeting a comment regarding fan emotions after his comment sparked a wave of controversy across the fandom. It was massive. It went everywhere. And it was going to. You know, this is what I said in the video. It's just, that's not good PR. Like, it's a real shit look. It looks bad. So the controversy began on December 26 when Twitter user Fellow Whom's Stevie tweeted a screenshot of a recent video from YouTuber Star Wars Theory, in which the YouTuber can be seen getting emotional and shedding tears of happiness while viewing the action-packed return of a heroic Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian's second season finale. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's a soy boy for crying and stuff like that. Maybe, but again, whatever you think of the situation, it doesn't look good when he, with nearly, you know, 2.5 million subscribers, is making a video about a Lucasfilm executive or higher up taking the piss out of him. No matter what you think of his soy boy actions, it actually doesn't matter. You know, just remove all of your emotions from the situation. It's a real bad look. It's a real bad look. Based on their own later explanations, it's assumed that the picture was initially posted to draw mockery towards Star Wars Theory, recording of his emotions reactions. Though fellas whom's deleted their tweets before a proper archive could be made, Disney Star Wars was able to capture screenshots of their relevant posts. And here it is. You know, Star Wars Theory reacts to Luke Skywalker scene. Emotions are not for sharing, which is what Pablo Hidalgo did. And in response to Pablo Hidalgo asserted, if you feel compelled to have an emotional reaction to Star Wars, by all means have one. That's what the original poster tweeted. Hell, I almost cried at Crate in the theatre, and I've never cried at a movie in my life. They clarified before noting that their criticism was directed towards the act artificially recreating that shit for your millions of followers. Basically saying that he lied about crying or something like that. While some believe that Hidalgo's tweet was an attempt at a sarcastic but ultimately supportive joke, arguing that the author was mocking the very individuals who sincerely hold this opinion, many took it as a genuine insult directed towards fans who were excited by the return of one of their fictional heroes, including Star Wars Theory himself. And I kind of stand by it. It did look that way, in fairness. Like, it looked that way. Pablo Hidalgo, this is what Star Wars Theory said. Pablo Hidalgo is chiming in on this thread, which is making fun of me for being emotional over Luke Skywalker. I don't mind trolls, but I can't see what he said, and I'd hate to believe he would join in as a Lucasfilm official. Can someone who can see screenshot his replies? So saying, you know, please share this crap with me. And then here is the thing. And, you know, and Star Wars was like, you know, I expected more. Expected more from you. That's a really shitty thing to see. Now, Hidalgo then proceeded, after this happened, then Hidalgo changed his Twitter header to a screenshot of his controversial tweet, which prompted Star Wars Theory to question, how is this acceptable from someone so high up at Lucasfilm? You're telling people it's not okay to have emotions about the work your company produces, and you make fun of them for crying. Not okay. A perfectly reasonable thing to say, and again, remember, whatever you think about him being a soy boy or a bitch or whatever, blah, 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 just take that from it. It doesn't look good, you know? It doesn't look good. People, you gotta remember, Disney are mega on optics. They're like, shit, that looks bad, we're gonna cover that up now. They squash things immediately. Normally, anyway. They've been really lax of late. But it's a bad look. It's a real bad look. So then, obviously, you know, it got further. Videos were made. I made a video. Star Wars Theory made a video. Everyone made videos. And then Pablo Hidalgo came out and tweeted. I wish to clarify that my post that emotions are not to be shared was sarcastic self-mockery. Okay. And was certainly not intended to be hurtful to anyone, and I'm deeply sorry that it was. As a lifelong fan, I appreciate fans expressing how they feel. It's what being a fan is about. How is it sarcastic self-mockery when you tweeted it on a thread when the only thing was Star Wars Theory crying? Doesn't really make any sense. We can't all be together in movie theatres or at conventions right now, so express yourself online. In fact, those of us not prone to such displays will quietly live vicariously through your energy. Honestly, it just reeks of PR. It reeks that someone from Disney came down on him and said, mate, you've done fudged up here, son. There's 2.5 million subscribers on Star Wars Theory. What are you doing? You know? What are you doing? You only had to Google his name and it's what came up. You know? Like, that's what happens when these things occur. Really bad optics. And then there's going to be more videos now because of this certain situation. It reeks of PR. It reeks of someone just coming down on him going, look, bro, you've done fudged up. You've been a peen, son. Alright? You rowing your douche canoe all the way down the stream. Sort it out. So there you go. That's my sort of thoughts on it all. He has since apologised. I still think it's all complete nonsense. I believe that he probably was mocking him. Well, again, I don't know Star Wars Theory from, you know, my arsehole. Like, I've got no idea about him. Don't care about him. But it's a bad look, and that was the main point of the video I did. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please do let me know down below in the comment section. Also, just as a quick word to anyone who's been enjoying my Hellraiser read-throughs, there is going to be complete story compilations of them soon, because they're split into two videos, one which is 4.5 hours and one which I believe is 2.5 hours or so. So stay tuned for them. But also, the story does continue in Hellraiser Bestiary, so stay tuned for that. But I thought I'd just tack that on the end here real quick, because some people thought that it was just done and people don't read pinned comments, which is very, very aggravating. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Really does help me out. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.